Okay, so we are going to continue working on the standard EE1. But today, that standard is going to look like solving expressions with exponents. So we know what expressions are, right? We've talked about how expressions are operations, numbers, and variables all put together, so kind of like, problems, and they can have multiple operations in them. Okay? So, and we've talked about the four basic types of operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Okay? So today we're going to talk about their order, because when we're doing an expression that's 2 times 3, it's very easy to do that expression because there's only one of them, so you don't have to worry about an order. But when we get to more complicated expressions, like say 16 divided by 2 plus 2 times 5 minus 3, we have to look at an order, because do you multiply first, do you add first, do you divide first? Which operation do you do first so that you can arrive at the same answer as everyone else? So we call this order of operation. We know operation, right? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. We know what those are. So this is, we're going to talk about the specific order. So this is the specific order used to solve expressions. Okay? So it's the specific order. Okay? It's the order that everybody follows, so that we all arrive at the exact same answer. So we kind of have laid this out in priorities, okay? What do you do first? What do you do second? What do you do third? What do you do fourth? Okay, we have an order in which to do these. So we have priority 1, the thing that you're going to want to do first. First priority. Okay? The operation, or the thing that comes first, is any grouping. Grouping. Most of the time those groupings would take the form of parentheses. Okay? Groupings or parentheses. Okay? So those groupings or parentheses might look like the typical, like this, parentheses. Or they might look like these brackets, or they might look like these guys. Okay? Any of those are grouping symbols, and they tell you that the things inside of them need to be done first. First priority, anything in the group. Anything in these grouping symbols. Okay? The second priority is what we talked about last week: exponents. Exponents, which we remember could be 3 squared, or 4 cubed, or really any number to any exponent. Okay? So anytime you see an exponent, those are going to come next. Okay? Our third priority is multiplication or division. I say or in there because of this next thing we're going to write down. They are the same importance or priority. Okay? First is first. Okay? Same importance or priority. So that means multiplication and division are the same importance level. Okay? It's not multiplication first and then division. It's not division first then multiplication. They are the same importance level. You do whatever comes first. So first is first. If multiplication comes first in the problem, you do multiplication. If division comes first in the problem, you do division. First is first. Okay? So let's look at the examples of multiplication. You could have the standard times symbol. You could have the dot. You could have the parentheses. Okay? For division, you could have the division symbol like this, or you might have the fraction bar, like you have x over y. You might have that fraction bar. Okay? You might have the fraction bar. Either of those. Okay? Again, same importance level. First is first. Whatever comes first in the problem. The last priority, the last thing you're going to do is add or subtract. And those are the basic symbols for that, of course. Now again, with add or subtract, same importance or priority. But again, first is first. First is first. First is first. First is first. So, to recap, when you are solving an expression, you are going to first look for parentheses. Anything in the parentheses, you're going to do that first before you do anything else. Then you're going to look for exponents. If there's any exponents in your expression, you're going to solve those next. Then you're going to look for multiplication or division. Understanding, they are the same. They are equal in importance level. So whatever comes first in the problem, you're going to do first. Then you're going to look for adding or subtracting. And again, first is first. They're the same importance level. You do whatever comes first in the problem. Okay? Yes. We're going to do an example right now. Okay? Hopefully that'll clear it up. Okay? So, we're going to take a look at a couple examples. So, we'll start with a very basic one. Example 1, okay? And we're going to have 2 times 3 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you and show you a format that I want you to use for solving these, because I know it's going to make your life easier if you will just do it and try it. Okay, because these first ones we're going to give you could probably do in your head, but they're going to get harder. So I want you to have a process. And that process is this. First of all, you're going to circle the operation as you do it. Okay? Circle the operation as you do it. And I'm going to show you what that means in just a minute. Just hang in there. Okay? And then along with that, you're only going to do only going to do one operation per line. Okay? So let's take a look at what that means. So I have my expression. In my expression I have 1, 2, 3 operations. Okay? We have to decide which operation is going to come first. So I'm going to look at my priority list. Well, the first thing is groups. I have no parentheses or grouping symbols. So I go to the next one. It's exponents. I have no exponents. So I go to the next one. Multiplication or division. I do have multiplication and division operations in my expression here. I have multiplication and division. They're the same importance level, so I'm going to do the one that comes first in the problem. Okay, well, just like I would read a sentence, 2/3 comes first. So that's the first operation I'm going to complete. So I'm going to circle it. I'm going to circle that operation. 2 times 3. I'm going to put the answer to that operation directly under my circle. What is 2 times 3? 6. Then I bring all of my other operations exactly straight down. I'm not going to rearrange them or move them around. I'm going to bring them straight down. So I'm going to do the +4 divided by 2. Now I'm down to 2 operations, addition and division. Well, if I look at my priority list, third priority before addition is multiplication or division. Okay? Adding and subtracting is fourth. So out of these two, I do division first. Right? See that? It comes before adding and subtracting. So this I'm going to circle. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I'm going to put my answer directly underneath. Bring all of my operations straight down. Okay? So I only have the 6 plus left, so I'm going to bring those straight down. I have 6 plus 2. Circle that. That's the last one I have, so there's no choice on which to do first. There's only one. 6 plus 2 is 8. And that is my answer. Now what you get here, you can see, is this thing that we call here in 6th grade the V. Okay, because it looks like a V. It funnels down all of your work into your final answer. So, we're going to tell you, do the V. Okay, which means you do one operation per line, circling the operations that you're doing. Okay, see how I did the 6, I did that operation, and then brought everything down. I did the 4 divided by 2, brought everything down. One operation per line. I'm not trying to do all 3 of them in my head. I want to show exactly my thought process and which operation I did when. Okay? So, let's look at a couple more. Okay? So, let's say example 2. Do a little bit more tricky one. So I have 3 squared plus 1 divided by 5 times 7. Okay? So again, if I'm not sure what to do first, I'm going to refer back to my chart. The first thing I want to do is any groupings I have. Well, I do have parentheses this time, right here. So inside that parentheses, I have an exponent and addition. Well, if I refer back to my list, what comes first? Exponents or addition? Addition's way down here, exponent's right here. So I would do the exponent. So I'm going to circle that. So 3 to the power of 2 is, don't you dare say 6. 9, yes. 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to bring my parentheses, my plus 1, straight down. I'm going to bring my division straight down. I'm going to bring my times straight down. One operation per line. Now I still have some parentheses. I have one operation left in those parentheses. 9 plus 1. The only thing I can do in those parentheses, so that's what I would do next. 9 plus 1 is 10. Since I'm down to just one answer, I can now let go of the parentheses because I did all of the operations in there. divided by 5 times 7. Two operations left, division and multiplication. Division and multiplication. Which one am I going to do first? Which one, Max?
No, division.
Division. Okay, because remember, they're the same priority level. You do first is first. Division is first in the problem. I do division first. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Bring down the times 7. I only have one operation left. 2 times 7 is 14. See how I have a nice little funnel of V all the way down to my final answer? Okay? One operation per line. You'll be tempted to do some of these in your head. Please don't do it. One operation per line. Think through it. Refer back to your chart if you need to. Okay? We have one more example because I want to show you one with some fractions in it. This is example 3. We have 4 squared over 8 plus 3. Okay? So I have no parentheses, so I don't need to worry about those. Okay? So my next priority is any exponents I have. I do have an exponent, it's right here. I have to think to myself, does that exponent mean I do the whole fraction or just the numerator? There's no parentheses around it, so it's just the numerator. So 4 squared is the operation I'm going to do. What is 4 squared? 16, very good. 16 over 8. Bring everything else down. Now, what would be my next operation? Heather? I don't have a multiplication operation left. What do you think? Jordan? What about this fraction bar right here? What is that, really? Divide. So I'm going to do my division first. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Bring down the 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. And again, I have my V. It funnels down to my final answer. Okay? So, please remember, do the V. Okay? That's what I'm going to be looking for on your homework. I'm going to be looking for you to circle operations. I'm going to be looking for you to funnel down to your answer by doing the V.